if we get anybody. Hello, hello, hello. Let's start painting and see if anybody joins. I'm just gonna paint. Say hello when you're in. Don't mind the dog gulping water. She tends to drink like she's never drank before and had a drink. Hello, Samantha. Just sitting here painting. Thought I would come and on, and I've never been live before, so I was like, maybe I'll get on live and chat. Hi, Mom Life. How are you? Hope you guys can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me. Like I said, if you hear chugging in the background, my dog drinks water, like gulps it, like she's never had a drink ever. Especially because I just freshened the water. So she's like, gotta drink it. And she's a large dog. She's a Great Dane, so she tends to drink like that for whatever reason. But just sitting here painting. So if I get focused and I'm not talking, I will check the comments here and there, and chat along. But I use air dry paint, so I tend to gotta work fast. So if I'm not completely paying attention or seem focused, that would be why. I'll show you what I'm working on here in a minute. And hopefully this baby goes the way I want it to go, because I had started him and I ended up stripping him because I was been trying to lighten the kit. I like to lighten these Bountiful baby kits, but I will show you here in a minute. Any peachy yellow tone kits, I just like to lighten up here. But so I have Caspian. So this is the Real Born Caspian that I'm working on. Like I said, I'm kind of like, you probably can't even tell, but working on lightening him up and making him more of like a lighter tone to start working on. And I've already done like 4 layers on him, and I'm like still not completely happy with him. I'm gonna have to do another lighter layer. I started him before, and I didn't like him enough, and I just didn't like the way he was going, and put him down and ended up stripping him. So here we are again. Oh, Samantha, you have a silicone? I like silicones. I have 4 silicones right now. I've had more. I let a few go, but now I have 4. I have 3 full body ones, and then I have a partial silicone. But you can see all my silicones here on my channel. I've done videos of them. Do you have a name for your silicone, Samantha, for your baby? Anybody jumping in, say hi. Yes, Noah. That's a cute name. I like Noah. One of my babies was named Noah before. So I can see like this right now there's 6 people in. Um, so say hi when you jump in. Just hang out. What I'm doing here is like cleaning out the paint in the creases to get all that extra ick out of there. Which I'm not doing a tutorial. I'm not on here to teach. I'm just painting, but I will say what I'm doing as I go. But not sharing colors or anything. So, I don't know, like if you can see, like, just kind of lightening up here. So it's definitely for some reason, just a challenge. Oh yeah, I bet he's a cutie. Silicones I like. Which does he have a sculpt name or an artist that painted him? Samantha? So what you're seeing me do is putting paint on with the brush, and then I'm just taking a sponge and blending it out. 6 people again. Say hi. Just hanging out, nothing special. I was watching some of my favorite Reborn channels videos and thought I would just come on and hey Angel. Yeah, I'm just on here hanging out, painting, trying to a second attempt at this kit. We'll see how it goes because he's not lightening up how I want him to, but that's okay. We're on layer 4. I'll go another one. What's everyone up to today? I thought I'd go live painting. I like watching people paint too. I watch some of the videos of people painting and stuff. It just learning different things. I always watch and learn different stuff. That's how I learned a lot from watching YouTube and people painting on YouTube. Now I kind of do my own thing. Try not to teach because I did that once and it wasn't. I am using the Golden brand. It's backwards because I'm live, but the Golden brand air dry paints. They're my favorite that I've tried so far in air dry, which I've only tried a couple. I tried those the Ultimate Fusion ones that are made for reborning. I can never get those to, they're just so not pigmented. The colors, you need a lot of it to get a good pigment in your color. And they're so expensive. The Golden brands are, you get a lot more paint for what you pay, and you can get them fairly locally. I mean, as long as you have a Michael's that you can get to. So you can go in the store and actually buy the paints. So yeah, I get them from Michael's, my paints. Yes, they are acrylic paints. Made with love, Jenny from Ohio. Oh, I've never heard of her. But yeah, they're just acrylic air dry paints. So that's what I use now. Started with heat set paints. That was what I used when I first started reborning, and problems with them, and I just kind of transitioned over to air dry paints. I've tried going back to heat set, and I've tried some of the newer ones, and I don't know, I love like how quick I can go with air dry. I just ain't got the patience in me anymore, and like my style with air dry, it's just harder for me to replicate with the heat set paint. So I just much prefer to go with the air dry. So yes, I do use water, but I also do mix mediums into mine. So, water, you can use just water. I've heard of people just using water with them. However, um, there is some people that will say that they will fade over time, and there are some that say they will not. Um, oh, hi. Um, oh, Adam. I loved him. He was such a sweet baby. Uh, but some say that if you are using a good, nice artist grade air dry paint, that you wouldn't have to really worry about fading. Uh, but I use mediums in mine, and because water, if you use just water, the paint will bead, and I do not like beading up on the vinyl. I much prefer not to do that. So I use some Flow Medium, this brand, but Golden does make their own Flow Medium. It's just probably 3 times the price of this. So I use this. I use a little bit of retarder in my paint. Um, a little bit of dish soap, believe it or not. It just, you can just use whatever mediums you can find and use them. But those are my preferred mediums for me. I am working on Caspian. So, the Realborn Caspian. I am trying to lighten his kit because I don't like the color. So this is my second attempt at this kit because the first time I didn't lighten it enough, and um, I wasn't happy with how his painting was going. So we're gonna see the second time around. Bountiful baby kits. I will say it more than over. I'm not a fan of painting them. But they had a sale a while ago, and my friend offered, or my friend, I painted a baby for my friend, and she wanted me to paint this baby for her. And I ended up buying a couple kits from Bountiful Baby. Caspian's one I love. I was like, I'm going to practice before I paint hers. And actually, hers turned out phenomenal. I loved how her baby turned out without even just much of practice on the Bountiful Baby kits. I mean, I've painted Bountiful Baby kits before. It's just, I just don't care to paint them. They don't take paint the same. Them, the higher end vinyl kits are um, much nicer to paint. They really are. So I am painting him probably for myself. Probably. I love this kit. A lot of times I do paint them for myself, as most people know, and then I may end up letting them go in a later date. So, and moving them on. So I do like them for myself at first, and then move them on after I play with them a little bit. Uh, Two, I like to know how they hold up and stuff like that. But most babies that I sell, and you know, you have some, and um, is it Rebecca? Becca. She has a couple that, you know, I end up mostly were from ones that I've painted for myself and had them for a little bit and then ended up letting them go. So I get that joy out of them. to be able to have them a little bit in my collection. I will let you know. Um, it'll be how he turns out too, honestly, because I can end up sitting here working on him and then not happy with how he goes, and then end up putting him to the side, and you may not see me finish him. We'll see. I'm like that. It just really depends. Because I get frustrated with it. And I'm not one to take the the way they're going, flaws and all. Like if they look flawed, it's not me. I need. I wouldn't call it perfection because I don't know. My thing is reborns. Are they perfection? Um, they all have a little bit of flaws to them. They're hand painted, but they have to look a certain way. I'm very picky about that. So if it's not looking the way I want it to look, I will not continue painting. I will put them down and go. I mean, I will, of course, flaws are okay in any hand painted thing. It's just certain things that I just it has to look a certain way. So I guess it's the perfectionist in me. I don't know. I wouldn't call it perfect. Um, I'm very humble about my dolls. I see flaws in them and know that they could be better. So I always practice like being humble about it, being humble. So, like if you see me going over and over and over and over with a brush, like I'm sitting here, um, just taking paint and out of the creases, making sure like there's like no built up in there. You don't you don't want that. So I clean my creases pretty thoroughly, and even then I still miss some. My eyesight isn't as great as it used to be. Oh yeah, I don't handle like see that's the thing. Even when I keep them, I don't over like handle my dolls a lot. I mean, that's nice when you get the cheaper babies. You can handle them a lot more and enjoy them and um, change them and not worry about uh, a ruining a very expensive reborn doll. I know I worry about that sometimes when I buy the more expensive high end dolls. I would be devastated if something happened to them. Yeah, sometimes I don't have them out. Well, in one of my last videos, I talked about how I have changed in the way that I collect dolls and what I do with them. I used to have them out much more often and interact with them more, especially if they were new. And I just don't do that as much anymore. Uh, there will be times where days will go past where I don't have one out or handle one. Um, I guess they're in a way they're more display pieces. I'm trying to get back into maybe handling them a little bit more to enjoy them. I mean, you do pay a lot of money for them. You want to be able to enjoy them too. So I am trying that more. But like right now, today, since I'm painting, I definitely wouldn't be really handling any dolls. I just wish it wasn't. It's like an overcast day today. Figures the day I figure I would paint. The weekends coming up, so while I'm sitting here hanging out with the kids and I can paint a little bit. Um, well, we got plans too that we're gonna meet, but um, it's an overcast day. Oh, hey, Cena. How are you? You're seeing a rare glimpse of me painting. I guess it's rare for anybody. Uh, how many of us actually paint on video? Not many. I'm happy you caught this live too. I'm just sitting here being boring, I guess, chatting and painting. Cleaning creases. This kid's being a pain in my rear end. Like, he still has this, like, undertone to him. I don't know. Let's see. But I'm like, let me go live. I've never been live before. But I was kind of bored. Felt I needed somebody to chat with. My life's boring. Kids are at school and I'm here by myself. Yep, first live. I never came live before. I didn't know what I would do. But since I'm painting, I guess it's something I can do on live that maybe somebody might find a little interesting. I don't know if anybody ever watched Jen Len over at Creative Newborns. Um, she always comes live painting. I am working on Caspian, Realborn Caspian, for the second time. The first time I didn't like how he was looking, so I put him down and decided I would strip him and pick him back up since I don't have anybody else really to paint. Um, or at least anybody I really wanted to work on. So, I know I had that one that I showed you I was working on, but I did put that one down because I don't know. I do that. If I don't like them, how they're going, which that one wasn't going too bad. It's just taken forever to build the color on her that I wanted. So I got bored. I like it to be quick. I guess that doesn't sound right, but you know what I mean. Like the painting process to go quick. I know she was looking good. She still is. She just I just got bored with it. So she'll sit until I decide to pick her back up and complete her. Caspian is one I've been wanting for so long since I've seen this baby released. I would love to get the partial of this one, but it's like I want him to go a certain way, and it's just not working to me. This is already layer number 5 of lighting in this kit. And the way I'm going, I'm probably going to end up doing a 6th one too. Yeah, I saw yours. She's really cute. I like yours. But I don't know if you can tell. I'm just working on lightening him up right now. Like, so it's just being I don't know, it just doesn't look as light as I want it to look. 5 layers in. Getting on my nerves already. Oh, thank you. I I was saying that I tend to be humble and know that my dolls can be flawed, and though I'm not saying perfect, but I do like if they're not going a certain way, I it upsets me and I will put them down, and that's what happened last time with Caspian. I can't accept them for how they um I can't accept them for how they are going. They have to go the way I want them to go, or otherwise it just I don't even know how many times I could say I've stripped a kit or um, put them down and not touch them. I'm sitting here with like dogs laying all over my feet. It's funny. It's just me and the dogs. Yeah, Becca, that's I think that's how a lot of us start out reborning though, is to paint for ourselves because it's very expensive. As we know, the reborn doll hobby is very expensive. And I know when I started painting, it was for myself. I bought my first reborn doll and knew that I wanted to continue to have them and get better ones and build a collection. So I started painting for myself. And then, as time went on, I started selling them and letting them go and able to use that money towards more supplies or more dolls and kind of just I mean, it's a hobby, so you know it's kind of like how it is. Give him money for student store, if so. Oh my goodness. Oh, is everybody still here? I'm sorry. My son's here. I'm sorry. My son's teacher just messaged me, and I had to message her back. I guess they had their student store today, which I didn't get anything notification that there was going to be one today, and I ended up not sending money for it. So now I feel bad. So she's gonna, um, I guess, give him money so he can shop, and then. But I have him and his brother there, so White has. I'm pretty sure he has um, money in his backpack. He carries around, but I guess he's not willing to spend his own money. Let's see. Sorry. All right, I'm sorry about that. I'm trying to get this blended too. She's like, it's up to you the amount. I'm like, no more than $5. The student store is all this stupid little trinkets anyways that they buy junk and then they bring it home and it's junk. But it is fun for them to be able to shop. So um I do feel bad though that I didn't know. Yes, yes, Angel. I do love to have babies from other artists. Obviously, you're always seeing me. And sometimes it's hard for me to enjoy once I paint a doll, and I put all that work into it, sometimes it's really hard for me to enjoy them. I want to get better at that though, because keeping my own dolls in my own collection is kind of like um, I can handle them more. You know, I can dress them and handle them more because if something happens to them, I can paint another one. Or if something happens to them, I can repair them. I can, fix a paint rub or revarnish them if it needs it or whatever. So I kind of would love to keep them to have like make videos with them and stuff, but yeah, I wish I had known about the student store. Like, I don't know what time it's getting to be. Yeah, too late now. I could have ran money up too, but being an art. Yeah, I don't tend to buy like from newer artists, just because I do have like certain styles I like to have and own now. I'm trying not to buy dolls because I like them anymore rather than um, that I just like I find pretty. I want ones that I really am drawn to because that's my goal. We'll see how it works. So I always see babies I really like, but but I end up buying them and I don't do much with them. Like I just recently sold a Serenity by Laura Lee Eagles that I absolutely loved her as a beautiful doll, like when I seen her and stuff. But when I got her, I just didn't do much with her. It wasn't a kit that was one, I guess, when I got her, I wasn't in love with her. So I ended up letting her go. And sometimes I will let them go if I feel like somebody else can, oh, really? Can enjoy them more. That's another thing about these Ultimate Fusion, these weird caps. So this is an Ultimate Fusion. It's just the sealer that I use in my paints. I use a little bit in my paint. But, oh, this boy here. This is a 6th layer I'm getting ready to put on him. Sorry, this paint is, that's too much now. Being, it's almost gone. I need to get another bottle of this. It's like it's a purpley color, like a purpley blue color. And I like it. I'm almost out of it. And like I said, this paint goes like these bottles. This is the 1 ounce bottle. And I've had this now for a long time, years. I don't use a ton of it though. So the colors that I like, my red color is finally depleting. But I've got a lot of dolls. I've had this color now for a while too. And I got a little bit left in that. And I am on the second big bottle of this one in a little while. I use a lot of that color too. But for what I pay, you know, these size bottles here are, some of them are a little bit more. A lot of them are under $10 for one of these to go as far as they go. I mean, Genesis heat set paints can go way further than an acrylic paint. You get a lot of paint out of that. One of them. But Genesis is no longer being made, and I don't, so far, I tried the Irresistibles heat set, and I did not like them. They were not very pigmented. You did have to use a lot for those. And then I have those Winton oil paints that some people said, like, you can heat those to quick cure them. But almost every doll that I've painted with those paints has had places where paint has rubbed off. Like, it would just come off. And I was done. It's so aggravating to get so far on a doll and then paint just rub right off of it. I can say I've never had that issue with air dry paints. Maybe once, I think once. But more than not, they're just, I never understood the concept of like people like um won't buy a doll painted with air dry. Like, just won't. You'll see them like looking for dolls and not want one painted with air dry. We'll say something like, you know, only heat set paints or um, whatever. Or if they, somebody has a doll that they're selling or something, and somebody asks what it's painted with, and they say air dry, and they're like, no, I don't know. Like, it's like, why? Like, it doesn't make sense to me. Because when Genesis came out, they pushed it as far superior to air dry, because most people back then used air dry paint. So Genesis comes out, and then they push Genesis as far superior. And I must say, Genesis babies are really beautiful. It's very translucent paint and everything like that. But I don't think how it lasts is any better than air dry paint. Most of the babies that I've seen with paint rubs are ones that are painted with heat set paints. And that's not saying anything against the artist, because it's not the artist's fault that happens. It just happens over time. Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of like my personal dolls that have lost paint or paint rubs. I've had one in my collection for a long time that somebody that I was friends with painted. Did end up with some on his toes. Um, and then I ended up with this Serenity that I just sold that I didn't even notice until I was really looking at her before I listed her again on Macari, that she had a couple small spots on her toes. And I was like, um, that could be have been there when I even got her, and I didn't notice it because they were very like they didn't you didn't notice them very well. And my one toddler that I have, she came to me with a paint rub on her finger, and I had to fix it. And that's how she came, right from the artist. So, and I know she was painted with heat set paints. I ended up fixing her rubs and then varnishing over her hands and feet. Oh my goodness, 6 layers in now. I don't know how I'm liking it. You see this like peach undertone. I don't like it. Yeah, my one son's now gonna get something from the shop and the other one's not. make a big deal out of stuff that they won't do anything with when they bring it home. Like, it'll be stuff that I'm like, why? They'll get these erasers that the pieces come apart. Like, they're like erasers that you can like piece together into like certain shapes or characters or whatever. And I'll be picking those erasers up, finding them, throwing them away. It's usually what happens. Trying to keep the dog from getting them. Or they'll get a pencil or whatever. Sometimes they'll get my one might find a poster or something, but I don't know if they have many posters at the student store. I know for book fair he gets those. Or they get squishies. Oh my goodness, I hate squishies. Um, my one, he has like an oral sensory thing, and um, he's always got to bite those things open. Especially the Orbeez. I always tell him no Orbeez. I don't like Orbeez. Orbeez are dangerous. And like sometimes they'll get one of them squishies with Orbeez in them. And okay, Samantha, see you later. They will see um these Orbeez, these squishies with the Orbeez in them, and bring them home and then end up popping them open. So then I end up with all these little Orbeez everywhere. And Orbeez are, for anyone that doesn't know, are like water beads. So they're little teeny tiny beads, but you put them in water and they swell up and they get bigger in water. And they're dangerous for kids to consume, or dogs for that matter, because they will swell up in their stomachs and not be able to pass them. Sorry, I'm like looking at him in different lighting to see how he's looking. I didn't think he'd take this much layers, even though good kids don't take layers like that. Jeez. The one I'm painting for my friend only took like 5 of these layers. It's like an early layer that I do on these kits. Painting's boring, isn't it? It really is kind of boring. Especially these parts of it, because it's repetitive. But I really, 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 really want a good base. It's what I'm aiming for anyways, is a good base color. And some people don't lighten them. But I never used to. And some I still don't, but these ones I do try because they have that peachy yellow undertone. I don't care for that color. And I feel like too, when you do this with these kits, bountiful baby kits, they take color better. I don't know why. It's what I see, anyways. Uh, they just, their vinyl used to be a lot nicer back in the, I don't want to say back. Why do I feel like I'm saying like back in the day? Like I've been reborn forever. It's 6 years now. So I guess 6 years ago, pre-COVID, uh, their vinyl was nicer. It took paint way better. And then as time progressed, I noticed um, it just seemed like the vinyl, the way it took paint got worse. So I stopped painting them. I don't know. I don't know if it, like, changing them was because of just, as far as like a lot of companies that produce things, maybe there was certain thing that was put in them that they couldn't get anymore, or it got more expensive or whatever. And so they just ended up changing the formula. I don't know, because I can say that the ones like the good kits that McPherson sells and stuff are far superior vinyl, in my opinion, than the Bountiful Baby ones. So definitely could be just manufacturing thing, something they just can't get, or that's in their formula. As far as I know, Bountiful Baby has a back a factory that they use that um, that is, I think, different than a lot of the other kits. So that, I don't know. I don't know if they have their own factory, but they did have two factories. They had another one that was producing kits for them, and those are the kits, all the newer ones, not the sculpted ones, because they discontinued a lot of their sculpted kits, like the old sculpted kits, and kept mostly real borns and maybe like a couple of the sculpted kits that were popular. But they had another factory of a lot of that was producing, so they could produce more kits basically. So they sell a lot of kits. They have a lot of different kits. So they ended up getting another factory to produce kits for them, which a lot of the newer ones came from. So when you seen a lot of the kits after COVID that they were releasing, um, pre like some of these newest ones, but like, so they had all the sages that came out, and they had that Brooklyn. I don't know how old she was. 8 month Brooklyn or something was a really cute one, sleeping, and then they had that the crawling one. They had some of these um, smaller newborn vinyl ones like Maria. There was a few that they had come out with, and they ended up discontinuing all those from that factory. They stopped using that factory because all the kits there was a lot of like flaws in the kits. And they ended up discontinuing from that factory. And a lot of the kits that they were getting from there, they said that they might bring some back, but they ended up discontinuing a lot of them. And there was some cute ones too that they had to come out, and some of them are coming in silicone. So now they brought them back and produced them in the silicone, which is, well, that's the sage, the newborn sage partial silicone that they have. The Felicity is another one that they brought, and they had it as a vinyl, and then they put it as silicone. Ruby was another one that's very popular, the Ruby Awake. And they ended up discontinuing that one from that factory, and they brought that one back in silicone. And then some of the popular ones come in silicone, like Darren. I'd like to see them do Skya in silicone. I would love that one. That's like one of my favorite Bountiful Baby kits is Skya. But yeah, my favorite place to get kits from is McPherson's. You can get a lot of them on the other sites. I won't even buy one from Trueborns. I do not like that lady. I don't get behind her, that Bobby Barfoot. So I don't buy from there. And I do like McPherson's because their shipping is so fast. Like you can order it and they'd ship it that same day, and then you'd have it the next day from Canada. Like one day from Canada. How they do it, I have no idea, but like expedited shipping. Now with things going on, I don't know how well that is going right now. I haven't ordered anything from there in a little while, so I don't know. And I haven't really asked anybody how fast they are getting their stuff. And I had a like question, like, because of the tariffs and stuff, like, is there more we have to pay? I don't know. I didn't see anything on McPherson's site that said anything different. But I don't know how that's working. I mean, there is American sites to order from. Dolls by Sandy's. They sell a lot of kits. Their shipping's pretty fast. And within like 2 days, you still get from there. And then Irresistibles too is another one. I just like McPherson's because they are pretty quick and they have a lot more stock than anybody else. Theirs is way more. They have way more in stock. And if you spend $130, you get free shipping, which I don't think anybody else offers. So, goodness. What is going on? I don't know if he's like sucking it up or what's he doing there. So yeah. I'm trying to decide what I want to do. Because these lights. Like, it's almost like he's not got any color on him. So maybe one more and go from there. I just like him to look a little light as possible because I don't know. I just have a certain tone I want. So I feel like he still has this like peachy yellow undertone. So I'm gonna go one more. Which I need a little bit more paint now. Yeah, I'd like to get a kit or two from McPherson's soon. They're so expensive, as we know. But there's some I really am liking. I really love that Cassie Brace one, that Lori. It's really cute. That's gonna be too much. This paint gets messy. You guys got to be careful. You get it on your hands and then you end up touching the kit. You don't want to get pieces of paint. Air dry dries quickly and does not come off when it's dry. Without just stripping the whole kit anyways. Sometimes keeping like rubbing alcohol on hand, you can kind of get some paint off your hands that way too. Rubbing alcohol will take air dry. I always get paint splotches all over everything. Rubbing alcohol will, if you spray a little rubbing alcohol on there, you can get the paint up with it. I just wonder, my biggest problem is I was doing these layers kind of thin. I'm trying to be a little bit more careful. And I don't know if maybe that is just why it's taking more. But I feel like this is the last one I'm going to do. And we're just going to hopefully hope for the best. That's what we're going to do. Because at this point I'm a little bit agitated with it. I just didn't want him like olive tone, like a little bit darker. I wanted a nice creamy skin tone to him. So we'll have to see. So now after I finish this layer, I will take him down and put him in my, I have a New Wave oven, and even though this isn't heat set paint, I will put him in there to heat the paint up and dry it out quicker. This was a lot of layers, so but I do that between like color layers where I heat them and dry them out to kind of quickly cure the paint. Because with air dry, even though it is dry to the touch, it is not dry. It is not cured. Because the water in it is what's dry, but the paint itself is not, if that makes sense. You see me go off. I got a little cup of water here that I use to keep my sponge wet and clean. So I don't know when I will be live again. I'm not painting him step by step live. But maybe I'll keep doing these lives when I'm painting here and there, if anybody is interested in seeing it. I thought about going live on TikTok too. I feel like I might get more traffic through there. Hi. Reborn twin mom. Just sitting here painting. Yeah, my first live. Probably about gonna be getting off live here after I'm done with this layer. Trying to get this kit light, I guess. Lighter, even though Bountiful Baby kits are pretty pale. But it's not the pale I want. Sorry, gotta stretch. This gets me sitting here. Like some people do this for a job and or all day. I don't know how. My back kills me after sitting for so long painting. But at the same time, some people are using heat set paints and they, paint a layer and then they move around because they get up and they go and bake it and they're uh, doing what for? What am I doing what for? So some people, they do paint and then they paint a layer, they get up, they go paint. Oh, what am I doing? Painting for? Just painting this doll kit. For no particular reason, probably for myself, but hoping that he goes the way I want him to go. So do you have reborns? I would assume. Twin mom, do you have, how many do you have? I'd assume twins by your name, but asking. My sponge is getting quite wet here too. Oh, you have real identical twin boys. I see. I have identical twin brothers. So they are 15 months younger than me. So I say my poor mom. It's like 3 babies at a time. Figure 15 months old, that's a baby. My boys, my 2 boys are 16 and a half months apart. I can just imagine. I know how like tough it is with them. That I could just imagine what my mom went through with 3. Couldn't have been a picnic, that's for sure. My brothers were a handful, so there is something on here that's like, hopefully doesn't cause a problem. It's like something in the vinyl. Hopefully it doesn't cause a problem. Boys are definitely different than girls. I mean, there are girls that are out that are very wild and stuff, but I have a 20, she's going to be 27-year-old daughter. and and then my other 3 are all boys. Definitely different. And my 2 youngest boys are way different than my oldest boy. My oldest boy will be 18 this summer, and my 2 youngest ones are 8 and 9. And definitely different. Uh, my 17-year-old was always very laid back and not much of a troublemaker or get into trouble. And my 2 youngest are very wild, rambunctious boys, very boys. Especially my youngest. He is a character. He's a wild one. All your kids are all older. I always say that I've been raising kids now for 27 years almost. I've had a minor. It's crazy to think. Wouldn't trade it for nothing for sure, that's for sure. So do you have reborns too? Yes. Do you watch other channels? Did you come from any of the other channels or reborn fraternal twins, boy and girl? What kits, what sculpts are your babies? I like to hear other people's, like what sculpts they like or have in their collection. I'm working on trying to get a twin for my one uh Primrose Awake that I just got, my Parker. I want to get his little twin, the sleeping version. Carolyn Doughty. I'm not familiar with her. I know the silicone artist, Carolyn Daughtry or whatever. Is your Joseph the awake or sleeping Joseph? The big, is it 3 month, the big one? Oh, is it the silicone Carolyn Daughtry? That is it the one that she's now doing vinyl? Oh, you got the newborn Joseph. I didn't know that she was now doing vinyl. I just know her from her silicone. She has that a silicone tutorial series here on YouTube. A lot of people like. Yeah, she makes silicone. She's been a silicone for some time now. She has a lot of tutorials on them from Heavenly Angels. So is your one you're from Carol and Daughtry, is he vinyl or silicone? silicone baby. Oh, he's a silicone Joseph from Carol Daughtry. Okay, okay. Yeah, I do know that she does the silicones. Her tutorials are pretty known. Irie Gallery. I'm not familiar with that one. Yeah, I don't know how it lets everybody know if I'm live. I guess I don't know how it would do that. I mean, I think if you get notifications from me. She changed her name to something else, I believe. Or do you know Beth? Beth, I don't know. I don't think I know a Beth. From here on YouTube? Grandma Nurse. I never even heard of that one. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Grandma Nurseries Whispers is. There's probably a lot of channels on here that I don't really know. There's a lot of them I do know, but Maggie, Sculpt Twins, Albino. Maggie's a sweet sculpt. I do like that one. I like her, she has a very sweet baby face. If you're thinking of is it Maggie by Laura Lee Eagles? Or not? I just read your thing. Maggie by Natalie Blick. And Charlotte by Laura Lee Eagles. I love Charlotte by Laura Lee Eagles. I love Laura Lee Eagles sculpts. Natalie Blick. Right now I have four, counting my Laura Lee Eagles babies. 1, 2, I think I got 4 Laura Lee Eagles babies in my collection right now. I have Max, Primrose Awake, Gracie May, and Quinby are the 4 I have as far as Laura Lee Eagles. I have 18 dolls maybe in my collection, somewhere around there. I'm not exactly sure without sitting here going through them on my head. I just did a video of my whole collection. However, out of that collection video, one I did just recently let go was my Serenity by Laura Eagles. Trying to see here. Now, if I like the way he looks. Because at this point, I'm going to go with it. So I have 3 full body silicones and a partial silicone. And then the rest are all reborns. So if I go through kits, I have a Vito, toddler Vito by Laura Tuzia Ross. I have the 4 Laura Lee Eagles babies that I said. I have Huxley by Andrea Arcello, Zipporaya by Andrea Arcello. I have Pickle by Nikki Johnston. I have a Liam by Bonnie Brown. Eric or Erica by Joanna Kazmierzak. That's 10. I know I'm missing. Sam by Gudrun Ligler. 7-month June, Asleep. And the 4 silicones. So that's 16. Trying to see who am I missing. Let's see. Oh, Ravi by Priscilla Lopez. I'm really trying to think of who else am I missing here. That could be all. So that's like 17 right now. Yeah, I used to have a smaller collection. I am trying to maybe think about getting back down to a smaller collection. I just sometimes when I let the dolls go, even though I'm not doing anything with them, I kind of feel a little sad. So I just sold the Serenity and I was like boxing her up and I was like, she's such a pretty baby. They're kind of like potato chips. You can't just have one. As soon as I got my first reborn, I knew that I needed to have more. And that's kind of where I went with it. And I'm pretty fortunate enough to have a significant other that he definitely is okay. I don't think he doesn't even ask any questions anymore with the dolls. Even when there's a new one that pops up, like he doesn't even if he notices, he doesn't say anything. He's just like whatever. If that's what makes you happy, that's what makes you happy. So I started this hobby with a video here on YouTube. It was a suggested video of a video of a mom that she ended up getting a baby given to her. She lost her baby, and somebody here has a YouTube channel that wanted to give her a baby. So she did a box opening of that baby, and that kind of piqued my interest with them. So I ended up buying my first doll. and they're expensive. And at the time, I only spent what, $250 on my first doll, and that isn't, now knowing what I know, is very low budget, not a very expensive doll at all. So, and at that time, that was still expensive. I was like, that's a lot of money, and everybody's like, why would you spend that much on a doll? And so I just knew that I would have to start painting them in order to keep collecting them. So yeah, I can make them myself and paint them. I just do appreciate the art, and I enjoy getting the new dolls in the mail. So I enjoy the box openings, and I enjoy seeing other artists work, because I think too we can grow from that as reborn doll artists if we see other art in person too. Yeah, I've watched a lot of painting videos, over time on here. A lot of them. There's a lot of nice ones here on YouTube, and there's also, I've done subscribed some to tutorials and stuff like that. We being needy. You see little puppy. He's being needy right now. Um, but yeah, I. Yeah, I think any kind of art. I mean, even makeup is art. It can be very therapeutic. It gets frustrating. Sometimes it's not so therapeutic to me if I'm frustrated with it. Um, like right now, I'm trying to make this kit like as white as can be, and he's kind of looking that way. But I am going to maybe let him go and then reevaluate here in a little while. What are you doing? Sorry, I'm talking to the dog. What? Yeah, nice meeting you too. I'm gonna get off of here. You wanna come say hi? Come say hi? Come on. Come on. Here he is. Him's a big boy. But yeah, I'm gonna get off here and go and let this baby cure. And maybe, I don't know if I'll come back this afternoon. So coming on the weekend, the kids will be home. I definitely will not be live while my kids are here. So we'll see. But I will talk to you guys soon. Have a good day. Bye. As soon as I figure out how to stop this. Bye.